All right, guys, not going to sugarcoat this. Client cancellations and the truth about SEO. So I had 2 clients that canceled back to back. Literally, like Wednesday, Thursday, back to back, 2 clients that canceled. And what's crazy about this is that I didn't expect it. You see, I talked about before where I had like 2 clients that fell off for the course of the year. Out of like 23 clients or so, like, 2 fell off. But those were clients that were like I kind of knew they're shaky, right? Like they're not the best fit. And we know this. When you have a bunch of clients, you know which ones are more strong overall. I mean, you sold them, you're talking to them, you know this shit really well. And those were more, they're both like under 1,000, so that's always like an indication that they're going to be shaky. Like under 1,000 already means kind of like just I don't know why. Like over time, I've seen that is one of the things that's talked about often in the industry, and it is true. Like you have low paying clients, they're just more likely to be shaky, fall off, pain in the ass. It's just way more true. But this time it was fairly large clients, both of them, and they just canceled, right? Like without any really like anyway. I didn't expect it at all, and they're both getting results again. Really crazy facts. One of them actually just got to the top position, like literally, like end of last month, and which was really crazy to me. I mean, I know a lot of people fear this, like in the industry, it's talking like, oh, what if they cancel after they get to the top? Well, it never happens to me usually. Like, so I mean, before I move forward, it's not something to feed those fears. Like really, that just doesn't happen. Like even if you have clients for month to month, it's not like they will just cancel after they get to the top. Like out of all the clients, this is the first time that happened. That like for that client, he just got top and he canceled. But anyways, I'm realizing something. Over the last couple of weeks, I've been reflecting on this, right? Like I haven't been really, you see that I haven't been really like on YouTube or anything like that, and I've been thinking about certain stuff. And what I realize is it comes down to this. We sell SEO, or I sell SEO. I don't know how other people do it, because now that I'm talking to a few people, I realize that I there's people who take much more responsibility than I do. But basically, the way I sell SEO is, my offer wise, you guys seen my, entire thing, right? Like I showed you guys exactly how I sell it, what I sell, and what I even break down to them, right? And what I realized with this is that I'm talking to them, right? Okay. I'm sharing my experience here. I don't know if other people do it like this, but I'm telling them, hey, we're going to do this. Fix your website. We'll give you a new website if you need one, right? We're going to be helping you and aiding with reputation, okay? Getting new reviews. And then we're going to be doing, content, okay? Making sure this is good, that is good, your website is good. Most of my clients, I help them with their email. They have email problems, stuff like that. I also, we do their G Suite, all this stuff. Okay, we do that. And then a few of my clients, we even talk about hiring, right? Like my earlier clients, there was times where I would, be trying to learn how to, what their process is for hiring. So I've been looking at this and I'm realizing that all this stuff that I either promise or I set the scenario that I'm going to be there for them for, right? Your reputation is more to do with them. Like if they're not asking for reviews, you can't force them to, right? I can do everything. I can show them, I can remind them, but there's certain clients who I do all that, but they still struggle. They only get 1 or 2 per month or whatever. And you're not going to be able to compete, just not being able to grow your reputation in competitive markets, especially with Google Guaranteed and stuff like that. It's just too much. You're missing out, but going back to the point, what I realized is that there's so much that I either promise or I set the scenario that I'm going to be aid into, which sets the stage for so much variables that you just don't have control over. Like if you break it down, like really break it down, all the variables that are going with just one factor, like out of the like 7 to 10 things you tell your clients you're going to be doing for them, like let's say one of the first ones is like the actual, like, okay, I say like on page, okay, then Google Maps SEO. Just like, like block off all the other parts and look at the variables in those in the last year. SEO itself is highly volatile. We're not talking about fucking selling a course here where you hand off the logins. This is like SEO changes. I've been having to go back and redo systems. You know what a pain in the ass that is? Rebuilding PBN networks to current standards. All this shit is so much variables just in SEO. And then you start stacking shit because, they're having trouble. I know it's a common trouble amongst a lot of the contractors, so I try to include it. Oh, reputation. Ways to get them more reviews. Ways to make it easy to remind them to get them more reviews. Ways to teach them to get reviews for the contractors who just don't know how to ask for reviews. All this shit. Okay? Then moving forward. I've been even thinking about hiring, the process, how to post jobs, how do companies that live highly on just salesmen, insurance companies, life insurance companies that are really good at masking job offers and then only telling them it's commission only after the person comes in. Can I implement this in the roofing industry? These are like high level problems that they have. Like this is like a very high level problem, like hiring in the roofing industry. And I think in any contractors industry as a whole, they say like everybody who's good at the job start their own shit. And that's their complaint. And I've been even thinking about that. I mean, that might be a bit too much, and I'm only like really considering that and aiding into it from my long-term paying clients. But the point is, after a point, when you put all this stuff together, you realize that you're just playing in so many fucking sectors that have their own branches and probabilities and ways it can break. And then here comes the craziest part of it all, is the low-paying clients. This kind of equation and product and service, me like having the data I'm gathering and trying to be of service for everybody who needs, based on my experience with all the stuff that they could have problems with. I mean, literally, it's not just like, this is not an SEO product. This is, we're going to grow your business no matter what type of promise. Sometimes, I mean, at least some of the clients think of it like that. No matter what it is they're having problems with, they would come to me. Even if let's say you're saying like, oh, you're being amateur, you're not going to help, you don't have to do all that. You just need to stick to SEO. But then they're going to have trouble. My clients are not $50 million companies. There are people who are making about 2 to 5 million. Right? Which is a lot, still good, but it doesn't mean that they have everything put together. That's a myth. I have one client who's not even using a CRM, and he's making more than 4 million a year. Last year he made 4 million. This guy's a monster at sales, goes out, fucks shit up, but then has trouble like putting the work together. He's always like firing people, getting complaints and shit like that. He had to change his company name because they got like on a lawsuit, all this crazy shit, right? They don't have their stuff together. Some people are fucking good at sales, but then the fulfillment is not working. So being a guy who is delivering and trying to grow their business, I can't help but to step in certain things where I at least feel that I could help, right? So this is what it comes down to, what I'm realizing. You either draw boundaries for certain paying clients, like literally it has to be by money. It sucks that it has to be like that, but it has to be by money, right? Like if they're paying under 1,000, let's say older clients, they just can't, there's no phone service, right? It would start with something like this. Then you can boil down to points like what you would do and what you wouldn't do for those kind of clients. If they're paying $2,000, then they get this. Eventually, it would spell out a high ticket item. Like I would say, honestly, like $5,000. that's the type of price point where I could say that, yeah, we could take on, like most of this shit that we are trying to take on now. Like $5,000, we could have a program where they're getting leads right from the beginning, first month, do PPC, they're getting leads, and then SEO is taking time. We'll help them with reputation marketing. I'm like, we'll have like 3 systems in place to get them reviews, 3 completely different systems. Email, text, that's one. Have like ways that the scripts their salesmen are going to use, all kinds of shit, right? I'm not going to get into all of this, but the point is, high ticket items, which lets you promise a lot of shit that from experience that these are the common problems that your market has, so you can cater to it because they're paying you high enough. Or if you're going to be doing even $1,000 clients, you can't do everything. This is the harsh truth, guys. And I know I'm going to get backlash for this. And, a lot of people are going to come out like, oh yeah, you're just probably not, being able to set boundaries, or, oh, okay, you just you don't know how to manage your systems. And you might be right, man. I'm not like a master at systems. I didn't take like a fucking MBA at building, training VAs. I'm just doing this as I go, right? But the point is, it's very difficult when you're trying to scale. In the beginning, yeah, you have all the time to just fucking cater to these 5 people. Your life revolves around these 3 to 5 clients. You can answer them, you can give their idea, you can look things up for them. But when you're trying to scale, after a while, those requests will stack up. And forget about the requests. You building your product will get looser because more probabilities will pull the product in different ways. Right? And lastly, one interesting thing I was looking into, another agency owner who's, really super smart, fucking high level, extremely high level SEO, super experienced, like the real deal, in my eyes, look up to them. And one thing I realized is, even at that level, these guys are charging a lot. Like they're charging, average clients I think is over $5,000, and a lot of them are local clients. Like this is kind of crazy, and they don't even promise leads, which is so surprising to me, because I realize a lot of agencies, they don't even take the responsibility of leads. They say like, oh well, we're SEOs. Our job is to chosen keywords, and we're gonna rank them. If they don't know how to convert that, that's a conversion optimization issue. I'm like, what? Like, that's another spectrum to this, right? That I realized, which I had obviously I had an idea, but I didn't take into account, especially recently, at all. There's people out there who are very specialized, and they only hold their promises to, hey, we're just gonna rank you, we're just gonna get you here. After that, anything with reviews, reputation, if you have problems with fucking lawsuits, your website doesn't work, emails and everything like that, don't fucking call me. I'm just giving you guys another perspective, right? It's something I came across recently. It's not the direction I'm gonna go. It's just not the direction I'm gonna go. Okay, that's just it is, right, guys? Like, I wanna be, eventually, as I perfect this, one of the things, part of my journey is, I want my clients to be people who I grew from the bottom to the top. Like, I genuinely want that. I want where I have fucking 30, 40 people who are like, yeah, this fucking service is one of the main reasons why I'm here today. And I want that. And for that to happen, I can't be that distant, right? So maybe that's part of the problem. But within that choice, there's ways to do this where it makes it easier. And that's what I'm trying to reflect today, right? Anyways, guys, I just wanted to, make this video and kind of let you guys, know that at the moment, I'm restructuring a lot of stuff. I'm thinking about stuff. I haven't been taking action in the sales the way I should be. I pushed the pedal for, like I said, a couple days, and then I felt this push. There's something that I need to really figure out and restructure in my agency and the way it runs and the things I do for the, for the market and the clients we're trying to get. And until I get that down and I feel good, it's kind of hard for me to just be cold calling and bringing more sales in. mindlessly. So that's where I'm at, and I'll keep you guys updated, I guess. All right, peace.